Hello everyone, Prime here, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. For Honor will be releasing soon enough, so I've decided to find some of the greatest battles in samurai history and present them dramatically to you. Kick back, relax, and enjoy. Feel free to tap the like button and push the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. With that said, let's get started. On the 26th of June, 1333, Nita Yoshisada mounted an attack against Yojo Takatoki, the shogunate, and his forces. During this battle, the shogunate had around 160,000 men under his control for the battle, which was significantly more than Nita Yoshisada's forces, who was said to have around 100,000 men under his command. The Cloak of Night saw the beginning of the battle. Though Yoshisada's men let out the first battle cries, it was the shogunate, or Bafuku, and his forces that struck first, sending 3,000 archers forward to delay the advance of Yoshisada's rebel troops, before sending in the rest of their forces. Yoshida did retaliate, mounting his own attacks against the shogunate's forces, but the rebels were simply overwhelmed by the sheer number of the shogunate forces. Ultimately, Yoshisada's troops were forced to retreat towards the Horigani in the north. Despite this great victory, however, the shogunate's forces were suffering from low morale, and instead of pursuing the battered forces of the Yoshisada, they entrenched themselves at the Bube-Garahara. On the 17th of June, reinforcements led by Miura Yoshikatsu reached the Yoshisada army. Yoshikatsu encouraged Yoshisada to attack on the following day, claiming that the shogunate's men were overconfident and that his own fresh force would turn the tide. On the 28th, Yoshikatsu's forces met with the shogunate's army, unprepared, and launched a surprise attack, with banners raised high and furious battle cries. Yoshihada's men were charging in from the front, and Yoshikatsu's men charging in from the rear. The shogunate's forces didn't even have enough time to mount their horses before the chaos spread throughout their ranks. They were utterly slaughtered on the battlefield. The shogunate forces that could flee were caught retreating towards the south after this tremendous tactical maneuver. In the aftermath of this battle, the Kamakura shogunate was ended. The 1184 siege of Hoji-ji-Dono was a key element of a conflict between Yoshinaka and his cousins, Yoritomo and Yoshitsune, for control of the Minamoto clan during the Genpei War. For some time, Yoshinaka had desired to seize control of the clan from his cousins. Upon returning to the Kyoto from his victories at the Shinohara and Kirikara, he decided to split from the clan, plotting with the Minamoto no Yuki to kidnap Emperor Go-Shirakawa and establish a government of their own in the provinces of the north of Kyoto. But Yuki did not, in the end, aid Yoshinaka in his scheme. Yoshinaka attacked the Yojin-dono, also known as the Yoji Palace, set it aflame, killed the defenders, and seized the Emperor Go-Shirakawa. He was opposed by quite a number of court nobles and warrior monks from the Mount Heimidara, but ultimately made it out of the city victorious, with the Emperor Go-Shirakawa. However, at this point, the Minamoto armies under Yuki, Yoritomo, Yoshitsune, and Noriori were surrounding the capital. Yoshinaka fled across the bridge of Uji, where he fought the Second Battle of Uji. During the Second Battle of Uji, he was defeated by Minamoto no Shitsune's horsemen. The outcome of the Battle of Seki brought forth a change to Japan that would remain in effect for over 250 years. The leaders of each respective army, Tokugawa Ieyasu and Ishida Mitsunari, were both members of an established political hierarchy put in effect by the previous national leader, Toyomi Hideyoshi, hoping to keep Japan united under his descendants. He died leaving an infant son. Succeeding him as the council's head was Tokugawa, yet he was still challenged by Ishida. The men's great armies clashed at the Battle of Sekigahara. Between the two armies stood one man with the power to control the outcome of the battle, Kobayakawa Hideaki. Officially, he was allied with Ishida's forces, but before the battle, one of Tokugawa's spies supposedly convinced Hideaki to defect. Without the defection, Tokugawa and his men would have stood no chance of breaking Ishida's line. In this current battle, there were just under 160,000 men, with Hideaki's troops waiting for his commands. At the break of dawn on the morning of the 21st, the preoccupation of most soldiers was to dry their drenched gear after a powerful rain persisted through the troop movement the night before. Nobody could see what was going on anyway, because a heavy mist limited visibility to just a few feet. The rival generals itched for battle, however, and at 8 o'clock in the morning, as soon as the mist began to disperse, the burst of muskets sounded as the first charge thundered across the valley. The vanguard of the Tokugawa forces, led by Lee Noamasa and Fukushima Masanori, had taken the initiative and crashed into the center of the Western Army's defensive line. A battle of attrition developed, as throughout the rest of the morning, more and more commanders ordered their men into the battlefront. The Eastern Army had made more ground on the northern flanks of the valley. This was where Ishida himself had set up his command post, but the southern end of the line was stoutly defended by the battle-hardened troops of Otani, who held their position for the Westerners. If the West line could continue to hold out, the day would ultimately belong to Ishida, for his defense of the Hideyori against the usurpers from the east would have been successful. Soon enough, Ishida signaled for Hideaki to take charge and mount his assault, but atop his hill he remained, until Tokugawa ordered his men to open fire upon Hideaki. In full awareness of Hideaki's age and pride, Tokugawa betted the lives of his men and himself, and this paid off. Ishida's forces were utterly crushed and defeated, resulting in Ishida's execution and bringing Japan into a 250-year period of peace, ending the prior conflicts which had lasted just over 141 years. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, leave a like, as a lot of work went into the research for this one. If we can get 15 likes, I'll make a similar video for the other factions of For Honor, being the Knights and the Vikings. So leave a comment telling me what you thought of the video and which faction you'd prefer to see next. If you're new here, then subscribe, as I have plenty of content that's very similar to this in the form of my lore series. Until the next video, have a good day, and I'll see you soon.